Katt Williams recognized a chance after Diddy's arrest made waves in September. He went to Instagram stories and reposted an AI mashup of Puffy's mugshot on Wesley Snipes in New Jack City, captioning it, "Diddy about to snitch on everybody." Fans all over the internet were saying the same thing when that joke went viral. Diddy is the one who will flip to rescue himself. However, Katt didn't stop with a single joke. You may recall his previous podcasts in which he casually mentioned people like Tyler Perry. Smiley Ricky. At the time, Steve Harvey and Ludacris seemed like trivial personal jabs, but some of those names, Jay-Z, Aaron Hall, Harv Pierre, and others, appear in the court records against Diddy Katt, and it wasn't me.
Yeah, I was trying to do something there that hadn't been done. I thought that I had figured out the algorithm mathematically, and I thought that I could show that. And when I wrote it out to kill the careers of the people I was talking about, right? But it was so vicious that I erased all of the knockout blows and just left the jabs, so that the comic I'm talking about knows that I know your real story. I'm gonna tell this, but you know what else I know. So, yeah, I was.
Do you want to tell any of those stories now?
Well, I'm saying, had to turn down $50 million 4 times just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right, because P. Diddy be wanting to party. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
So Katt Williams said it. The lawsuit started coming out right after he said it, and he said all would be exposed. He heavily implied, and this is again an allegation, that Lucien Grange was having some sort of a homosexual relationship with Diddy. So he is the person that controls Diddy, that Lucien Grange was aware of these parties, that Universal Music Group was aware of these parties. Essentially, that Diddy is the thug and the gangster working on behalf of Lucien Grange. They did not know that he was reporting them. I mean, when I read through that lawsuit, Rodney made it very clear that he had hidden cameras. And if you are a person like LeBron who says ain't no party like a Diddy party, you got Ashton Kutcher talking about what happens at Diddy parties stays at Diddy parties. And finally you learn via the press that actually Diddy has been collecting evidence on all of you, and you don't know where those tapes are. That will buy your silence for quite some time, because you're hoping that if you keep your head low, you're not going to be revealed as one of these people that was engaged in some of these acts, whether they were heterosexual or homosexual, it doesn't matter. Maybe you're just cheating on your wife and you don't want that to get out into the public. Maybe you were, as Katt Williams described it, in one of the rooms. He said you could just walk around the house. He said this on stage years ago, that you could walk around the house and you would see people engaged in various sex acts. And again, Katt Williams was someone who was dismissed as crazy and dismissed as a drug addict. And it turned out that, or it seems that if these allegations are proven to be true, and I believe they are, then he was telling the truth.
Do you think that like stars and get offered that kind of thing, like to compromise themselves sexually for entertainment?
I was as shocked as anybody about how powerful Harvey Weinstein was at the time that I was meeting with him, and how he could not be told no. You follow what I'm saying?
They'll figure out some way.
Right, so I thought that didn't apply to me because I don't care about nothing but bitches and good business, right? In these scary situations, I don't even leave it up to me. Like, I'm gonna do what the superhero would do in this part of the movie, regardless.
That's a good way to think about things in general.
Yeah.
What would the superhero
Surface. It appears that Katt is making fun of Tyler Perry when he says that Perry can't play a man to save his life. However, few people are aware that Diddy's team stepped in when Perry was working on his first independent scripts, helping to finance his first films, setting up premieres in LA and New York, and sending out VIP invites to stars eager to get a sneak peek. These early boosts aren't in the tabloids, but they appear in the fine print diary of a crazy black woman. Perry may not acknowledge it, but his launchpad went through the bad boy playbook during Madadia's family reunion.
In Alabama. Is that true? A military base.
As starving comedians would do.
Now, I don't know if you're being truthful or not. Did you really buy one?
Yeah, Fort McClellan. Yeah,
What?
because the reason why like my life works in golf and off the golf course is because I follow instruction well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I see somebody do a good job, I just want to do a good job.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow the example.
Yeah.
Right? So Tyler Perry got a military base,
That's correct.
made it into a movie studio, and started making movies. Katt Williams.
Bought a military base. Are you making movies?
I'm not wearing dresses. Making movies.
Missing the point. At what point in Tyler Perry's career was he Samuel L. Jackson or Denzel Washington? Which are the only two black men I can think of that never had a dress on.
Yeah, but I don't think it's about
At what point? It is about that. It is about that. Because he's the only black man that we already established has $1 billion for making movies. He's the only black man with his own studio. But he's also putting out material where he got a goddamn dress on every year.
because
Every time you turn around, at every iteration of his success, be it the plays that took over and got him popular, be it the shit that he did on TBS, be it the first movies that he did, be it the movies that he does now. So what is his excuse for doing Madea content now?
because there's an audience for it.
There's an audience for it.
There is an audience.
There's an audience for it.
There is an
because-
Tyler Perry told his male actors they're not allowed to consort with me because I saw you at a Diddy party, Tyler. And you were having a glorious time. I spent a lot of time in Miami and I snuck around Star Island quite a bit. I know Christian isn't lying, but I need him to tell me what happened to my friends. And I don't care how long it's been since I talked to them. They will always be my friends. Always. Tim and Durrett and Lamont Rucker were not the same after they went on camera with Tyler Perry. Christian, I think you can tell me why.
Otherwise, Ricky Smiley gained knowledge of the business at Diddy's exclusive parties in Atlanta, which were invitation only, events where Puffy's staff managed the guest list and distributed passes. After being included on that list, Ricky worked and negotiated his way into radio appearances. The popular TV show Katt made a joke about Smiley only looking good in dresses, but it goes deeper than that, hinting at how Big Boy HQ helped Ricky become famous long before he ever picked up a microphone.
Ricky Smiley sit here and you said out that mouth, you stole Friday After Next, the one I was in. I wish all of America fumbled a bit when that happened. He told everybody, it should have been my role. Everybody on the scene. Why do you think no cast member has ever said anything?
He couldn't have played that role like you. I thought he was.
Sir, no one, why no, he was with KD? He beat up Terry Crews? Why nobody know this story? And Hollywood has never heard this in 100 years. He was so egregious, I put in my contract that I won't work with Ricky Smiley again unless he's in a dress. Now, what was Ricky Smiley's next movie? Was it First Sunday? Did he wear a dress in it? You bet he did. It's in my contract. That's why I can't let Ricky Smiley say he was supposed to play Money Mike, because I wrote the words for Money Mike. I put in my contract that I won't work with Ricky Smiley again unless he's in a dress. Now, what was Ricky Smiley's next movie? Was it First Sunday? Did he wear a dress in it? You bet he did. It's in my contract.
Why would you put that in your contract, Katt?
That's where he's the unbelievable actor. Him and Tyler Perry can't play a man to save their life. They play good women, and I believe that the best actor should be in the best role.
But when you reported a long time ago that Jamie, that he mysteriously got sick, it was serious, and we said that allegedly was Diddy. But how do you, but when you reported that back then, months ago, did you say, what was that you were reporting? Yeah, they were saying that Diddy, because Diddy and Jamie Foxx were good friends. And they broke up, they stopped being friends. They that wait.
They that wait on the Lord. All right, y'all, we're gonna wrap up the house.
I Googled you to see what are the questions that people are wanting to know. Is Ricky Smiley married?
No.
Have you ever been married?
I was married.
Oh, you
I
were?
was married for 12 years.
When?
Man, I was married back
Did I know you?
back in the 90s. I think we probably had met and had been around each other, but my ex-wife, we were still close. She's a flight attendant for Delta.
Oh, okay.
And we was married, we was young, and I was married for 12 years.
Wow.
Beautiful, she's beautiful.
And y'all broke up after 12 years because...
You guys started doing street store beating.
Oh!
Neither Steve Harvey nor Cedric the Entertainer are exempt. Cedric believes that Harvey stole an old TV concept of his. The truth is that both men have shaken Puffy's hand at charity galas sponsored by Bad Boy. They have hosted events aimed at raising millions for education and youth outreach. And each time they thanked Diddy on stage, they cemented their partnership with him. Those smiles at upscale charity galas give us an inside look at a network of influence few viewers ever see. Cedric lifted one of his best jokes 20 years ago.
Comedy Jam 25. It's good to see so many funny people together in one room, all wondering the same thing. Is Katt Williams gonna show up? Shit, I'm nervous as hell right now. Oh, he's right there. There he is. I didn't know he was right there. I would not have said that if I had said it. I'm not used to quiet, introspective Katt Williams.
Now,
Well, let me ask you this. When have you ever seen this many heavy hitters all together at the same time? In the same room. Yeah. Right.
All right, Jen is with me now to talk about another story making headlines today.
Yeah, so this one is actually sparked by these pictures. That's 49-year-old P. Diddy with his hand on his girlfriend's belly. Now that is 22-year-old Lori Harvey. They're in Cabo. She's, of course, talk show host Steve Harvey's stepdaughter. People are talking about maybe she could be pregnant. You know, he's rubbing her belly a little bit, but...
She's put up some Instagrams, I think, that show some clues. Sushi, right? Sushi, a bad thing for pregnancy.
It could go either way. But then also she posted this picture of green juice, which, you know, why would you want a flatter tummy if you really can't avoid it because you're carrying a child?
Ooh, this is conflicting evidence. Okay. Lori was once actually linked to Diddy's son, Justin.
Okay.
Okay, so they were together and then engaged a couple years ago to a Dutch soccer player. She told Carissa Thompson about how he popped the question.
We were in Malibu. I remember the
Were you
time. It was
freaking out?
11:30. I thought it was a joke. And then he went in his pocket and I started shaking.
They split up later on that year. Lori and Sean were actually spotted with her dad, Steve, on a boat in Italy earlier on this summer.
That's all. Well, then that's it. He's given the blessing.
Even extends into the walls of the church today. Diddy's team sponsored a gospel concert where Jake preached. The audience saw platinum seats with VIP ropes and press walls that resembled album launches behind the hymns and sermons. The Bad Boys PR squad Katt casually mentions Jake as one of the big deviant names that will be called out. That may sound strange, but it perfectly captures how Diddy's promotions combine pop culture and religion under one sinister umbrella.
And, you know, Katt Williams, I don't know if he's a Christian or not. I don't think he is. His mouth would say maybe he's maybe has faith, but he's bearing fruits of repentance. But that podcast got well over millions and millions of views because he just blasted the industry. And basically, the whole thing is your career's here. if we give you money and you join in on this debauchery, you join in on this sodomy, you join in on this pedophilia, you join in on these rituals, your career will go from here to here. And that's actually been seen if you look at a lot of different careers, including Taylor Swift's. She actually started rubbing shoulders with P. Diddy a long time ago, and then all of a sudden her career changed.
Now, we also know that T.D. Jakes is allegedly also a power bottom. And he's a much older man. And they say he's very enthusiastic in his endeavors. What happens when he pops something loose? You know what I'm saying?
It's funny because they're mentioning sex workers, but they're not mentioning women. They're mentioning men as sex workers.
Yeah.
Like is that a thing where like there's a website? It's just wild to hear like you mentioned.
You never heard of Grindr?
I personally have not. That is what.
Why don't nobody ever talk about the fact that T.D. Jakes has an account allegedly on Grindr?
According to the so-called industry plant cat, Kevin Hart's films, ranging from Ride Along to Night, School, only proceed after going via Diddy's inner circle. If you look at the credits, you'll see Puffy's venture arm occasionally on the soundtracks and occasionally in executive producer positions. The fact that Hart's stand-up shows appeared on sites where Bad Boy had distribution agreements is not a coincidence. Rather, it demonstrates how Hart's rise to fame coincided with Combs's empire in return for something that only Katt is aware of.
He said he turned down $50 million 4 times to protect his integrity and his virgin hole.
No, he didn't. He did that. He did that to say that Kevin Hart took $50 million to unvirgin his hole.
Can you explain a little bit?
No, I just told you what happened with that.
So you don't believe Katt when he says that he turned down $50 million 4 times?
No, I believe that was a punch at what he did, what Kevin Hart did for that movie Get Hard. He showed y'all what he did. He sucked Will Ferrell's to get hard.
Oh.
Now he's high. Now he's acting all hard. Every picture he just short. He wasn't ready. All that. It's the same thing.
I said it, and this sums it up well. Like you don't entertain the circus, you watch it, right? And when a lion comes out and rides the bike, you don't think about it too hard. You just go, okay, that's crazy. A lion's riding a bike, and then you go home and enjoy the rest of your day. I don't feed into the stuff at all. At the end of the day, it's all entertainment to a certain degree. So you just hope that people can be smart enough and have a tremendous amount of logic to just go and possibly do research or fact check. And if they do, then great. If they don't, then kudos to that as well. I just don't have the time for it. There's too much going on.
In my opinion, one of the ones that affects me the most is Justin Bieber. Do you have the Kevin Hart one? Which is odd, Pat, because he gets caught saying that he would wake up next to him and then he changes it and says we would fight off over the Frosted Flakes. Even Kevin Hart is uncomfortable because you're admitting that you were sleeping next to a freaking child. And it's like, I'm tired of hearing all these stories and people just laugh about it. We giggle it. This is it right here.
That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and pause. I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was 10 years old, bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted
Wake up
Flakes.
Taylor Usher.
He used to always get up early. Now he the richest song in the world.
Yo, what the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this for me. So Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming